I believe we're all here. Thank you all for coming again. Good morning. Welcome to Ranger Station Park, and welcome to the Engineering and Public Works Roadshow. I'm Mark Shade. I'm with the American Public Works Association, or APWA. This is what, to us, public works and engineering looks like in reality. A historic place, a modern investment, a community asset that didn't happen by accident. The site tells a story. Originally built in the 1930s as part of the U.S. Forest Service's early presence in Sedona, Ranger Station Park has long been part of this community's identity. Today it's something more, we think. It's a restored and reimagined public space, one that reflects careful planning, engineering expertise, and a commitment to preserving what matters while building for what's next, and more is planned. This work hasn't gone unnoticed. The project was recognized as a 2025 APWA Project of the Year in the Small Cities, Rural Communities Historic Preservation, Restoration Preservation category. It was nominated by our APWA Arizona chapter. Thanks to President Steve Waller and President-elect Juan Valles for being here too today. The roadshow history, about 3.5 years ago, the leaders of our groups got together and said, we all do our own awards, but we should do this in public and really celebrate the infrastructure that's going on throughout the country. So we got together, we created the roadshow, and we've been doing it ever since. This is close to our 30th stop, so and every day is like this. It's beautiful, sunny, happy. So true. We travel the country to make one thing clear. It's roadshow infrastructure itself is not abstract. Public works isn't behind the scenes, it's right here. In projects like this, where history is preserved, where communities gather, and where engineering and public works comes together to deliver something lasting. And today, Sedona's Ranger Station Park gets to show and tell its story. We have several speakers for you this morning. Our first is Sedona Mayor Holly Plug. Mayor Plug was unanimously selected to serve as Sedona's interim mayor, a reflection of the trust and confidence this community has in her leadership. She brings a strong focus on stewardship, making sure Sedona continues to grow while protecting the character and places that define it. Mayor Plug.
Thank you. I'll be very brief. The city bought the Ranger Park before I was on council, and I've been on council for 6 years. So it goes back a long way, the vision. And we have worked collaboratively with our Historic Preservation Commission, several members who are here in the audience, and our Sedona Historical Society, and the executive director is here in the audience. So this is a labor of love between the folks who care about, well, everybody cares about our community, but the folks who care about the preservation of these beautiful artifacts and the city. And to be recognized by APWA is just wonderful. And we appreciate that. And so thank you to the Arizona chapter for nominating us, and thank you to the organization for declaring us the winner. We are so pleased, and we're very proud of this park. And thank you so much for your roadshow and for featuring us. And we brought you the good weather.
Thank you for your leadership and guidance to get this going and continue it. Love to present you a roadshow crystal.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Thank you. I don't think we're taking questions, are we?
Not yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Our next three speakers are the representatives of the organizations that brainstormed the roadshow. Christina Ramirez, APWA's Region 7 Director, which includes Arizona. She's a professional engineer, certified public manager, and certified floodplain manager. She works across the Southwest, connecting public works leaders, advancing best practices, and elevating the role of our profession. Public Works Director in Harker Heights, Texas. Thank you for being here. Also, she'll be followed by Derek Clyburn. Derek is the National Chair-elect of the American Council of Engineering Companies. He's a licensed professional engineer, a national industry leader, helping shape how engineering firms deliver infrastructure across the country from planning to construction. And then Frederick Tack. He's from the American Society of Civil Engineers. Frederick is the president of the ASCE Arizona section. He's a civil engineer working here in Arizona, leading efforts to strengthen infrastructure across the state and support the next generation entering the profession. Christina.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here in Sedona with our roadshow partners from ASCE, ACEC, and our local APWA chapter. Thank you especially to the local leaders and public works professionals who made this project possible. When people look at Ranger Station Park, they see a beautiful public space. But what I see as a public works professional is deeper. It's the work behind the scenes. This is a project that brings together engineering, preservation, and community purpose all in one place. It is a reminder that public works isn't always about building something new. Sometimes it's about protecting what matters and making it work for today. As Mark indicated, this site preserves more than a century of history, including the Ranger's House built in 1917 and Ranger's Barn built in 1934. And what's remarkable is how this project was delivered. Original materials were carefully restored, reused, and historic elements were preserved with precision and intention. And modern infrastructure was seamlessly integrated to support today's needs. That takes engineering and planning, and it takes public works professionals who understand both history and performance. Projects like this also remind us that infrastructure depends on people. We need to continue investing in public works and engineering profession, supporting those who build, maintain, and plan these systems. If you are a student looking for a rewarding career or a professional looking for a change, public works and engineering are two avenues I encourage you to explore. While portions of this project are still being implemented, the project overall is designed to meet the expectations of a modern community. It is fully ADA accessible, it includes updated facilities and infrastructure, and is designed to serve residents and visitors for generations to come. The balance between preservation and progress is what Public Works delivers every day. This project reflects something essential to our profession: stewardship and sustainability. Materials were reused wherever possible, and resources were managed responsibly. This resulted in infrastructure that respects the environment and the community in which it serves. Ranger Station Park is at its core a people-centered project. It honors Sedona's history. It creates space for connecting and gathering, and it strengthens the fabric of the community. This is the power of public works, creating places that people don't just use, but value. At APWA, we often talk about large-scale infrastructure, such as roads, water systems, and emergency response. But projects like this remind us that public works it also delivers in ways that are local, visible, and deeply meaningful. Especially in small cities and rural communities, these projects are essential to our quality of life. So today, while we recognize this beautiful park, we are also recognizing the work behind it: the planning, the engineering, the craftsmanship, and the commitment to getting it done right. Thank you, and I'm proud to be here with all of you who made this work possible.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at Ranger Station Park. And what a setting. Being someone from the Southeast U.S., these views and this setting is absolutely majestic. Behind us stand two of Sedona's most treasured structures, as already been referenced, a 1917 Ranger house, the oldest surviving building within the city limits, and a barn raised in 1934 by the Civilian Conservation Corps, both listed on the National Registry of Historic Projects, and both almost didn't survive. Again, I'm Derek Clyburn, president of ECS Southeast and incoming chair of ACEC. I'm honored to be here on behalf of ACEC, APWA, and ASCE as part of the Engineering and Public Works Work Show. As Mark mentioned earlier, this national campaign is now in its 4th year, spanning more than 20 stops, covering over 60,000 miles. And excitingly, this is the 2nd stop in Arizona. Our mission is simple: show Americans what engineers and public work professionals do and why it matters. Ranger Station Park is a perfect example of that. When the city of Sedona acquired this land in 2014, there was no shortages of challenges. Engineers discovered a FEMA floodplain running through the site, which necessitated a significant redesign of the original master plan. Hazardous materials had to be remediated before a single shovel hit the ground, all done with care. Drainage systems had to be engineered to protect the century-old structure while creating an urban, and I mean a beautiful urban green space. Historic preservation covenants demanded that every repair to these buildings honor their original character, down to the siding, windows, and especially those sandstone foundations. None of this would have happened without engineers. The grading, the underground utilities, the shared use pathways that connect the park to the local trail system, all of this is engineering at work. And what the community got in return is an extraordinary, frankly, a majestic place. A place for families to enjoy a piece of Sedona history for generations to come. This is what good engineering looks like. As Christina said, it's not just about concrete and steel and large buildings or ports or highways, but places to gather, play, and most importantly, recharge. This project should serve as an example to communities across the country. But there's a challenge we face nationally. Right now, the United States has a shortage of roughly 125,000 engineers. That's a staggering number. We need the next generation of engineers to see places like this park and understand that someone designed it, someone solved the drainage problem, someone made sure that the 109-year-old structure would stand for another century, and someone had the ability to communicate and engage all the partners associated with the project. So if you're a student, we want you to know that engineering is a meaningful work where you can add value right in the communities in which you live. If you're a parent, bring your kids to places like this and let them see how it got built. Let them ask questions about how did it come together in such harmony. If you're an elected leader, invest in workforce that makes your community stronger. Sedona, this park is a testament to what happens when a community, its engineers, and its public servants work together.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Frederick Tack. As mentioned before, I'm the president of the Arizona section of the American Society of Civil Engineers, and I'm honored and thankful for the opportunity to celebrate here with you today, and to celebrate the transformation of the Ranger Station Park, which is an incredibly important project, not just for Sedona, but for everyone who lives in and visits Sedona and the area and enjoys Arizona's landscape. This park sits at a true crossroads as we see it, for our community, for visitors discovering Sedona for the first time, and for the natural systems that run through it. Today it stands as a powerful example of how design can reconnect people and to a place while restoring the land itself. Through mindful restoration, native vegetation, improved grading and drainage, as we've heard, this project helps Oak Creek and Sedona move and spread its nature naturally and slowly through the area, reducing erosion, improving water quality, and increasing resilience during heavy storms. At the same time, this park reclaims this area as a welcoming and functional space, as a trailhead gateway to Sedona, and it offers shaded paths, improved access, and opportunities to orient visitors to the land and to the space. This balance between infrastructure, ecology, and experience is what we think makes this project so impactful and so meaningful. It supports tourism and recreation and local population as well, while preserving resources that draw on the people that were here in the first place. So projects like this are needed, not just across the country, but especially in communities facing growing populations, unique ecosystems, and other challenges. One of the biggest challenges for delivering more projects like the Ranger Station Park is the nationwide shortage of skilled engineers and professional service providers. Through efforts like ASC's infrastructure report cards, we know where those needs are, and those needs will be outlined locally in our upcoming release of the Arizona Infrastructure Report Card coming out later this year. We also know that next generations of engineers will shape how communities adapt and thrive, and what you see here today is a reminder of that profession and how it evolves in engineering and public works. These are not just one-size-fits-all projects. They require creativity, collaboration, and deep respect for communities and ecosystems, which this project has demonstrated. So to any students or young professionals considering a career path, look at the Ranger Station Park to know that this could be your part of restoring waterways, protecting communities, welcoming visitors, and preserving landscapes like Sedona. I want to close by thanking everyone who made this project possible. Planners, engineers, public works professionals, contractors, staff, community stakeholders, and the local leaders. Your dedication has created a park that reflects Sedona's values of stewardship, resilience, and connection to the land. And thank you for allowing us to celebrate this day with you. Thank you.
Thanks to our national representatives for traveling as far as you did to get here and to do that. What's cool about the Roadshow is our organizations are so bought into it that it's an exciting task to be asked to speak, and it's fun. So it's fun to be a part of this and to share it with you today. I'd like to give a focus on the people who were actually on the ground doing this work right now. And although she may not have been directly involved, she did know how to get the wastewater away from the place. She's currently Sedona's Director of Wastewater. She was going to be promoted, we hear, sometime in the summer, or transfer job. She's going to be a director anyway. Anyway, Roxanne Holland.
Good morning. My name is Roxanne Holland. I am the incoming Public Works Director, City Engineer over the next few months. I just wanted to say we are really honored to have APWA feature this incredible project on their Engineering and Public Works Roadshow. The vision of this project started back in 2014 when the city purchased the property, and it's been a long labor of love to bring it to fruition since then. The project construction has actually been a 5-year work in progress. The first phase brought the exterior preservation to the house and the barn, along with construction of the shared use path and ADA improvements. The park was designed with storm drainage at the forefront to address nuisance flows and protect adjacent properties. Much of this work was done in-house by our very own maintenance crew. The design was done by some of our own in-house engineers. And most recently, the amenities such as the putting green, cornhole, and playground structures were added with vision from the Parks and Recreation Department. Future plans include renovation of the interior house and barn and the addition of public restrooms. It's really great that we can all see our labor of love come to light and see our community enjoy this beautiful park. So, thank you very much.
Is Nate Meyer here? Hi, Nate. I didn't get to meet you before the show started. Nate is director of Sedona Heritage Museum. He helps ensure that as Sedona grows, it stays connected to its history and that places like this continue to tell that story. Nate?
Good morning. It's an honor to be part of today's program and to have played a very small part in making this an award-winning park. City Council, staff, Historic Preservation Commission, and many, many community partners have done a wonderful job creating an amazing park while at the same time maintaining the history of this special location. Others today will speak about the incredible work that went into creating this park, already have, and the history of these two well-preserved historic buildings. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the rangers who served here. More than 20 rangers dutifully served the Sedona district from this ranger station. I'd like to spend a few minutes now sharing the details of the life of each. I've got a tight 5 on each, so if you're in the back, you might want to just take a seat. It might be a minute. No, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'd like to share about one ranger in particular, William L. Holmes, who served in this station from 1957 to 1963. Bill, as he was known, learned forestry from his commanding officer during World War II. After the war, he attended forestry school in Colorado on the GI Bill and began his career as a forest ranger in the Flagstaff office of the Coconino National Forest. Bill wrote a weekly article in the Red Rock News about the life and duties of a ranger. In the first article, he wrote, quote, "The district is concerned in every phase of activity for which the National Forest System was created. We have timber sales, livestock grazing, fire suppression, hunting and fishing pressures, and a terrific recreation load." It sounds like Bill would have been perfectly capable of handling the work of rangers today. His articles are a catalog of the history of the Sedona Ranger District. He documents improvements to campgrounds up and down Oak Creek Canyon, new picnic tables at recreation sites, the timber business, fire mitigation, managing tourism on the forest, and so much more. One 1958 article examines the anticipated needs for forest products of Americans in the year 2000. He wonders how the forests can be sustainably managed to meet the needs of an anticipated 275 million Americans, concluding, quote, "I believe you'll have to agree with me that this is a pretty big order to fill before 2000. That's only 42 years away." Bill made himself a member of the Sedona community. Not every ranger did that, but Bill did. His family became important members of the community. His daughter Allison, who I believe is here today, over there, spent several years of her childhood living in a building on land that would one day become this park. Later, she taught in Sedona schools, and she worked tirelessly to preserve the ranger station. I'd like to thank Allison, her father Bill, for their contributions to Sedona's rich history, and thank everyone for their hard work to make this park a truly special place. Thank you.
Thank you, Nate, for being here and ensuring the historical perspective of this place and all of Sedona is preserved. We appreciate your service.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Now from the project delivery side and our engineering voice on the ground, so to speak. I can't put a voice on the ground, but your boots are here. Guillermo Cortez, Vice President of Ardura. Guillermo represents a firm that has expanded its footprint across Arizona through strategic growth and local partnerships, bringing additional engineering resources and expertise to communities like Sedona. Guillermo.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Guillermo Cortez with Ardura Engineering. First, I want to thank City of Sedona for giving Ardura this opportunity to work on this wonderful project. Kurt Harris, Sandy Phillips, staff of Sedona, thank you very much. A lot of you guys know that actually our company, Shepherd Westminster SWI, legacy company from Ardura that merged with Ardura, was born and raised here in Sedona. So it's a pleasure to work on projects like these. It's easy to get recognition for that new bridge or that new roadway that's going to help our traffic, multimodal, but it's an absolute pleasure to work on projects like these that actually bring our community together. So where we can sit together, smile, have a picnic, And although it had its challenges with drainage, that unlike any other project, the floodplain, everything else was a huge challenge, but wonderful to work on and solve together as a team. Also want to thank ASCE, ACEC, APWA for putting on this roadshow and recognizing engineers. So, because yeah, we have a huge shortage. So if you have anybody that's getting ready to graduate, have them call me. Anyway, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Steve, for all you and your team have done for this project.
Or Guillermo.
Guillermo, sorry. Steve is next. I was up at 4 a.m. So we'd like to have, before we close out, not least of all, Steve Segner, a Sedona resident. We understand Steve has served on multiple city committees, worked alongside Public Works on projects like this one, bringing the community voice directly into how these spaces are shaped. Steve, welcome.
Well, thank you. My name is Steve Segner, and I'm not an engineer, so I don't have anything written out, and this won't be articulate. I was going to talk a little bit about everything that was covered, but what I really wanted to talk about is I've been involved with this project since about 2010. When it first went bankrupt, ILX lost the property. The city stepped up to the plate, brought the property. Sedona Women, a local group, came and got involved. We helped paint the buildings. We maintained the buildings. We had another group, a city kind of sponsored group. It was called the Heart of Sedona Group. We all got together. This is where we worked with the city, local engineers, and we had a big, audacious idea. And the idea was to turn this into the heart of Sedona. And it wasn't the idea that it would happen, but it was the idea that the people would get together, work with the city, have input. And it worked. And I want to say that I want to thank the city for listening. Sometimes they listen too much. As long as they listen to me, it's okay. But I think the city gets a bad rap sometimes that they don't listen to the people, and they do. And I can guarantee that. I came here 30 years ago. Al and I probably are the institutional memory of this town. I've been through at least 5 people who were overseeing this site. And the city really pulled it off. The city has pulled off a lot. I was thinking today about engineering. When you go up Ormsby Road, right at the roundabout, you'll see that the retaining wall on the right is giant stacks of red rock. It could have been a retaining wall. It could have just been another engineering project, but the city went the extra mile to make it look nice and organic. And they talk about Forest Road. What an amazing project. Cities normally don't do roads, and they had to build this road, and you look at, and I walk it every day from the bottom up, and I'm always amazed at the engineering, how it was done. I'm amazed by engineering. This city has a good staff. I think we don't give them enough support, and I wanted to say here, thank you very much. I'm a big supporter of the city engineering department. We all should, and we should be proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Guillermo. I mean, Steve. Before we close, I'd like to acknowledge Jeff Anderson is with us. He's with Play Space Designs, the creators of the playground that you see behind us. He's responsible for helping design the play structures here at Ranger Station Park, creating a space that's not just functional, but something I would like to play on. So let's give all our speakers one more round of applause. Thank you, Coach. And here's the takeaway. The rejuvenated Ranger Station Park didn't happen by chance. It took planning, investment. It took people who know how to deliver. That's Public Works. That's engineering. This is why the Roadshow exists, to tell their story, to make sure people see and understand what they're using. Thank you again to Mayor Plug and your staff from the city of Sedona. Especially thank you to Sandra Phillips, who's one day retired. And Larry Farhat, the Director of Facilities for Sedona, been big help getting us here to this point, and everybody else who's been on emails after email until today. Enjoy the putting green behind you, play on the playground, the barn and the station, the park, the house are open, so feel free to walk around. Larry would be happy to tell you everything about it. Thank you all for coming. This concludes our roadshow.